Hey everybody, welcome back to the Basic Bucket Club. We're starting the next side story. Woo!
Another day passes in a flash, and it's already time for the next club meeting.
Oh yeah, up in the club.
Although Monica should have come up with a plan for today's tasks, she hasn't been able to shake off her guilt and anxiety after reading Sayori's poem. Oh,
I'm so stupid. How did I let myself become the center of attention?
Well, you are the only person in the club. It's kind of easy.
Sayori is going through all these kinds of feelings, and I'm letting her comfort me instead of the other way around. What kind of club president does that? A lot of club presidents do that, my dude. Don't worry. This whole time I didn't think about her own feelings. So much for stupid vision.
Sayori enters the club room with her usual smile. But upon seeing the downcast Monica, her smile quickly fades into an expression of concern.
Monica? Is everything okay? I'm really sorry. I'm such a terrible friend.
I just met you like once, but we're friends.
What are you talking about? You're an amazing friend.
Monica shakes her head.
I made this about myself. Even you said so yesterday. You told me that I'm trying to make the club that I need the most, right? But my problems are so trivial compared to yours.
Sayori responds quietly.
What are you talking about?
But as she says that, her face darkens.
I left my folder here.
Monica stares blankly ahead, unable to come up with a response.
I wasn't ready to share those.
Oh.
Now you're worrying about me. I don't want that. But why? We're friends, right?
Wordlessly, Sayori nods.
Friends look out for each other. I want to be here for you as much as you're here for me.
After a long moment passes in silence, or another long moment, the air is incredibly heavy with smoke.
This is different.
Nope. Okay.
It wasn't just about you yesterday, it was about the club. Besides, things were so happy yesterday. You don't need to do this all of a sudden. I don't want it. I like happy. So, if you do this, then you're being selfish.
Monica massages her forehead, struggling through the frustration of such a paradox.
That's a mood.
It's understandable that Sayori isn't ready to share certain things. But, as unfair as it is for Monica to pry, it's also painful for Monica to force herself to ignore the needs of her friend.
I'm sorry I looked. I disrespected your privacy. No, I don't blame you for looking. You would have at least needed to check to see if it was mine.
True.
Yeah.
Monica takes a deep breath.
You want to smoke some weed? Okay. I understand you don't want me to worry. And I think I'll be able to put that aside so that we can move on. But can you promise me one thing? Promise you what?
Monica pauses to collect her thoughts.
This is the literature club. It's a place where people can express themselves in the ways that life normally doesn't allow them to. That's the vision. In fact, it's our vision. Right the way into your heart or whatever. Smoke the way into your heart. Like, I don't care. So I just want you to promise me that you'll remember that too. It doesn't have to be right now, but I want to be here for you when you need it. I want us to be ourselves like that.
Sayori smiles gently.
I'll promise if you promise.
Unable to help it, Monica returns Sayori's smile.
I promise. Me too.
As the conversation closes, the mood in the room is lifted. Woohoo! Time to do some things. But with that behind them, it's time to proceed with the club activities.
So, wanna teach me about poetry? But what about recruitment? It's fine, we have plenty of time for that. But right now, I feel like I want to do this. I mean, I do have to fulfill my end of the promise, you know? There's no way I could say no to that. I just don't expect that much. I do a lot of writing, but it's not like I'm a scholar or anything. That's fine. I think I just need some motivation. I never knew. I never know where to start when it comes down to writing poems. Starting isn't so hard. You just kind of need to write down your feelings and see where it takes you. Yeah, but that wouldn't come out any good. It's not supposed to. You're going to have to fight your perfectionist mind on this one. You can just start writing your feelings and see what kinds of things it makes you think of. And then you can turn your feelings into a little story. You can get your feelings down first and then make it sound pretty later. It's not like you're building a railroad where you're going to find one end to the other. It's more like a collage, where you find all the things that you want to put in and then arrange them in a pretty way. At least that's how I do it. It's not like it's the only way, but it's really good way not to get stuck right at the beginning. I understand. Yeah, I always get caught up in how it sounds that I forget about what's actually important.
Monica pulls out a pen and paper to start writing on.
Stop being a perfectionist. You idiot. I'm just kidding.
Monica scribbles out, "You idiot," after she writes it down.
No, keep it. What? Why? Are you calling me an idiot? Yes. Of course not. But the point is that you're not supposed to call the police on your feelings. Be as dramatic as you want. But yeah.
Underneath the scribble, Monica rewrites "You idiot." She stares at the paper. Her words stare back at her with little eyes.
It's kind of funny how I wrote down what I'm mad at myself for. Then I did the exact thing. This is really gonna take some time to get used to. I believe in you. Thanks, I do too. I mean. But you, of course.
Monica continues the exercise, jotting down her thoughts. It's surprisingly quite a struggle to write without overthinking it. But after a while, with Sayori's guidance and encouragement, Monica's sheet of paper begins to look fairly lively, peppered with all of her random thoughts.
Whew.
Monica looks up and down at her sheet.
Gosh, I feel so tense looking at this. I hate it. But it's also kind of liberating. I can tell just how hard you're trying. It makes me happy. I think you'll be good at writing poems. Don't give me that much credit. I'd have to try really, really hard at it. But I think it's something that I'll enjoy doing with you.
Sayori beam! Solar beam!
I'll stop here, but we still have time. Let's try to work on new flyers for the club. I won't be so picky about the language. Yay, let's do it!
Monica and Sayori proceed with their work. With each passing day, the two of them become more confident in the club. Not simply from their recruiting planning, but also their vision as well. As their bond strengthens, so does the essence of the literature club. Finally, they begin to truly feel it's only a matter of time before they find more members.
Oh, that's sweet.
Enter Yuri. Another day passes. As usual, Monica is the first one to the club room. With her is a printout of the Rise Literature Club flyer, complete with all the new ideas Monica and Sayori came up with.
If only this was the flyer that we gave that one reading girl the other day. That one reading girl.
The reading girl, you know.
If only we gave this flyer to the other girl the other day.
Yeah, the one that was reading.
It's so much more attractive than the old one. But
the new catchphrase is featured clearly in the center of the flyer. Write the way into your heart. Surely common sense would say that one writes from the heart, not into the heart. But the message being delivered is one that can use writing to discover themselves. Oh, hopefully, Monica and Sayori had thought that it would be enough to garner some curiosity from students.
Why do I feel so tense looking at this?
Monica thinks back to the previous meeting when she performed the writing exercise.
Was I always this bad at expressing myself? How am I supposed to be the president if I can't demonstrate what a club is supposed to be about?
The literature club is truly beginning to take form.
Wow, she truly is a robot.
But with that, the weight of Monica's shoulders only becomes heavier. Debate club was always about rigid structure, formulating airtight points and counterpoints, and delivering them with conviction. It was about the person on the outside. That's why Monica was so good at it. It existed entirely within the realm of comfort.
It's suffocating. I need to break through this mental wall. I need to learn to express myself for real.
Monica pulls out a sheet of paper and grabs her pen. She presses the tip to the pen firmly against the paper. But her hand doesn't move. Instead, a tiny blot of ink collects around the tip of her pen. Monica's writing tip of the day. Monica lifts her pen and stares at the little blotch. For some reason, she feels compelled to run her finger across it. Why not?
That's cute.
As she does so, the black ink smears across the paper, ruining Monica's canvas. Out of spite for herself, Monica presses the pen down once again, letting the ink collect. She creates a second smear on the paper.
Come on, Monica. Just move your hand.
And join the art club! Monica writes.
I like this. This is what I get for seeking perfection. A stain.
Oh.
I love that.
That's cute.
I want that printed and hung up in our house.
Okay.
That's really cute.
That's cute. Monica slides the paper away from her and puts her head down on the desk.
I am sleepy.
Where's Sayori? The air conditioner seems louder today. Is it hotter outside?
I'm here. Hi.
Monica hears Sayori approach her desk, then stops for a second, probably reading the piece of paper. Then she sits down in the adjacent seat.
Bad day? Me too. You too? The new flyer looks so good. You've been working so hard on the club, but also there's something else, I think. What? What? Okay, 1 second. Sorry. I can't do it. I'm sorry. It's so hard to be vulnerable.
Sayori takes a sheet of paper from Monica's desk. She writes something down, then stares at it for a while.
Can I trust you? Of course. You can trust me with anything.
Sayori gazes at Monica with sadness in her eyes. Oh. Understanding the signal, Monica takes paper from Sayori's desk and reads it.
Oh.
Oh.
That's a mood.
That's sad.
That's a mood. Yeah. Sayori. This is really, really hard for me.
Her voice shakes. Oh.
So, if I can do it, then you can too.
Oh.
Because you're like a million times better than me.
Oh.
It's completely not true.
Sayori takes a deep breath, trying to steady herself.
That's something that I've something about me that I've never told anyone before. Even now, my head is like screaming at me to stop. Wait, you don't have to force yourself. I mean, just because of the promise yesterday, I want to. It just feels right. I mean, maybe it's the part of the reason why I joined this club in the first place. This is the literature club. I trust you more than I am scared.
At those words, Monica stands up. But they were only standing. Sayori must have taken days to work up the courage for this. Oh. For Monica's own futile but genuine efforts, actually the push that Sayori needed, Sayori's deliberate breaths can be heard over the air conditioner.
Oh.
As she prepares herself to continue, Monica waits in gentle silence.
I am waiting in gentle silence. I have this problem where I get really upset when people worry too much about me. I can't control it. It's like, why waste your energy worrying about me when you can just be happy instead? So I never tell anybody about these kinds of things, these kinds of thoughts I've had. It's much easier to just smile and help everyone else be happy. But that's
terrible. That's what Monica wanted to say, but she stops herself in fear of saying the wrong thing.
It's just, if everyone knew about it, they wouldn't treat me the same anymore, you know? Like, whenever I'm not smiling, everybody would be worried about me and ask me what's wrong. I know, because it used to be like that.
Sayori pauses, seeming to recall something in the past.
I just want everybody to be happy. That's the most important thing to me. And letting people look inside my head doesn't bring happiness to anyone.
Sayori pauses again, her solemn expression making her look almost like an entirely different person.
How did you find the courage to tell me this? You're not worried that I'll be one of those people too? I am worried. Part of me really hates myself for doing this. But another part of me, I think, just felt like it would be different this time. Whenever we talk about what the club is supposed to mean, I kept feeling like it was the right thing to do. Especially after you've been trying so hard to express yourself as well. It just made me feel like I could say it in confidence, and our friendship doesn't have to change. It's so silly that the club is only 2 people, but it already means as much to me. Oh.
Monica feels a tightening sensation in her heart.
Are these emotions?
I think I need to go to the hospital. The feeling of connection as Sayori's emotions radiate between them.
Me too. I was lost until you showed up. You're so brave, Sayori. You must be so strong and brave. I did not even compare.
Monica steps forward.
But if nothing else, I can at least offer you some hug energy.
Oh.
If you'd like.
Oh. Wordlessly without a smile, Sayori rests her forehead on Monica's shoulder.
That's a mood.
Oh.
That looks like us.
Oh.
It's like, there's me, there's you. Aw, that's so cute.
I love it.
Yeah.
Through their contact, Monica can almost feel the torrent of thoughts swimming in Sayori's head. Oh. And in this moment, enchanted by the air of the club, Monica realizes that all of the days that have passed, this was the only one where she really, really hopes nobody new walks in through the door, and then somebody new walks in through the door. She speaks softly.
Aw. You're like the sweetest girl I've ever met. You can say anything. I'll never judge you. I promise.
Sayori's breathing begins to quiver. Oh, she takes several deep breaths before she can start speaking, to say the things she never once dared to say aloud. Finally, she speaks in a choked voice.
I'm so worthless.
Oh.
I'm worthless and everyone would be better off without me.
No, she suppresses a sob as tears fall down her cheek. Oh!
I'm just an inconvenience to everyone.
No.
I don't get anything and you just want to put up with me and I hate it. I hate it!
The more Sayori speaks, the more she fails to control her voice, falling victim to the overwhelming sadness clutching at her throat and chest. Oh.
I want to have these thoughts. I want them to go away. And now I'm making you put up with it. I just want to die.
As soon as Sayori loses her composure, Monica becomes determined to keep her own. She only wants what Sayori needs right now, so she won't let any sadness show. Her voice comes through soft and gentle.
This isn't me putting up with you. It's just me being your friend.
Monica offers a few words of comfort, but she knows, Sayori said it herself, that the thoughts Sayori experiences are ones that don't belong. Monica can't magically make them go away. The most she can do is help Sayori battle them, like any good friend would do.
You have so much value. To me, and your friends, and your other friends too. This club wouldn't have been the same without you. I really, really mean that. You coming here was the best thing that could have happened. Even if we never get any other members, I would still be happy. That's what brought you here. You brought us vision, and you also brought happiness. And that's your favorite thing to do, right?
Sayori doesn't respond, but Monica feels her gently nod. Oh, no more words are needed between them. The two share their embrace for a while longer, Monica letting Sayori take as much time as she needs. Once her breathing steadies and her sniffles fully cease, Sayori lifts her head and wipes her eyes. Oh, baby!
I'm like legit tearing up.
Oh.
I hate it. I hate this game. This game is stupid. Why are we playing this? I guess I needed that. Don't tell anybody. Some days are harder than others. Well, I'm here if you ever need me. But any other time, I'll make sure that things are the way that they usually are. If that's what makes you happy. Thanks. You're the best. No, you are.
No, you are. No, you are. The two exchange smiles.
You know, I'm sorry to bring this up all of a sudden, but have you considered about talking to a professional?
Sayori nods.
It's scary, since it's already hard to tell people. Yeah. Well, of course, it'll always be your choice, but if you're ever looking to find the courage, I can do my best to try to help you. Thanks. I think it helps knowing that you would.
Sayori suddenly yawns and stretches.
Wow, that made me tired and hungry. Well, it won't make you do any work today if you're not up for it. No, I want to. I mean, I can definitely say that it's definitely I can say that it's definitely one thing that makes me happy.
Monica smiles.
But I want to get a snack first.
All of a sudden, the sound of the door causes two of them to turn their heads. The door opens halfway, then stops. A face peeks inside. A face that seems familiar.
And that's it.
Oh.
That's it. Yay! Alright, guys, we'll see you guys in the next episode. Remember, kids, you can't build it without we. Bye. You're mine. You're mine.